Hi everyone, we are at the last part of Unit 1 measurement. If you have not watched my previous videos, you can view from the link that I have added in the description. This video is about mass, different types of balances, time, and some of the facts that we don't know. So let's get started. Unit 1 measurement, mass, beam balance, electronic balance, time. These are the four major topics that we are going to discuss in the video. Mass is the measure of the amount of matter in an object. What is mass? The term mass refers to the amount of matter in a given object. It is a physical quantity, it is measurable. What is the example can be given for mass? Every day we buy vegetables. For example, 2 kg of carrots, and we buy gold, 10 grams of gold. All these things are examples of mass. But we don't use the term mass in everyday life. Instead of that, we use the term weight. What is weight? There is a difference between mass and weight. Mass is the measure of the amount of matter in an object. Weight is the gravitational pull experienced by the mass. What is weight? Weight is the force by which the earth is pulling the object due to its gravity. We have a formula for weight. Weight is equal to mass of the object into gravitation of acceleration. So those product, mass of the object and gravitational acceleration, that product will give you the amount of weight. Weight is the gravitational pull that is experienced by the mass. Weight is that how heavy something is or how much mass it has. Hold a sheet of paper in one hand and a book in another. Which hand feels the heaviness? Yes, what you're thinking is right. The hand which you are carrying the book, it feels more heavy, isn't it? Why is it so? The mass of the book is more than that of the single sheet of paper. Therefore, the pull on the book is more than that of the paper. So, when you carry a single sheet of paper in a hand and a book in a hand, the single sheet of paper doesn't feel any heaviness. The mass of the book, it feels more heavy. That is because the mass of the book is more, so that the pull on the book, the gravitational pull on the book is more than that of the paper. Hence, our hand has to give more force to hold a book than a paper. This force, what we experience, is called as heaviness. The SI unit of mass is kilogram. It is represented by kg. What is your mass? You would have heard people asking you what is your weight. It is not the correct term. Mass is the correct term. So now you will guess what is your mass, isn't it? So you will be measuring it with a weighing machine. So if you calculate them in grams, if you measure it in grams, that would be a huge number. That would be a big number, isn't it? So that it is expressed in kilograms. When somebody asks you what is your mass, what you will say? You will say 20 kilogram, 30 kilogram or 25 kgs. Kilogram is represented as kg. Bigger weights are measured in ton and metric ton. What is ton? A ton is a metric unit of weight that is equal to 1000 kilograms. 1000 milligram is equal to 1 gram. 1000 gram is equal to 1 kilogram. 1000 kilogram is equal to 1 ton. So these are the examples of milligram, kilogram, ton and gram. The tablets, it is in milligram, and this is the bigger weight, that is ton. It is equal to 1000, and this one we use to measure our mass. It is in kilograms, and gold we will be buying it in milligrams or grams. Next we are going to discuss about balance. Balance is of so many types. We are going to see about the two types of balances. Beam balance. We use beam balance to measure mass. A beam balance works by comparing the mass of an object to that of a known mass called standard mass. So what is beam balance? Beam balance is a device that is used for the determination of the mass of the body under gravitation. So this consists of a horizontal beam. You can see here, this is the horizontal beam. It consists of a horizontal beam and it is supported at its center, and it can move freely about its support. So we have two scale pans, the plate like thing that is called as scale pans. So two scale pans are of equal weight and are suspended from the two ends of the beam, and they are at equal distances from the center. So a pointer is attached at the center of the beam. When the pans are balanced, the beam should be horizontal. In this position, the pointer comes to rest at the center. It is attached to the center of the beam. The pointer is attached to the center of the beam. When the pans are balanced, the beam is horizontal. In this position, the pointer comes to rest at the center. So when the pans are empty, the pointer should come to rest at the center. That is, it should be vertical. Vertical is, it should be straight. It should be at the center. The object to be weighed is placed on the left pan and weights are placed on the right pan. So till the pointer is again vertical, the weights are added to the right pan. The weights in the right pan are then equal to the weight of the object. This is all about beam balance. Beam balance is used to measure mass. So it works by comparing the mass of an object to that of the known mass called a standard mass. Next is electronic balance. An electronic balance is a device used to find accurate measurements of weight. These are the three different pictures of electronic balance. It is very commonly used in laboratories for weighing chemicals to make sure a sharp measurement of those chemicals that is used in various experiments. Electronic balances may also be used to weigh food, other grocery items as well as jewelry. Have you observed in a jewelry shop how they are measuring the weight of the jewels? Yes, you're right. They are using the electronic balances to weigh the jewels. And have you seen the grocery items such as rice, pulses, all those things, how they are measured? In the grocery shop, they will be using the electronic balances. So these are the various uses of electronic balances. Can you guess from the picture what is the next topic? Yes, it is time. Day changes into night and night changes into day. Seasons also change. So these are the changes that we are seeing in our daily life. So what these things are? They are the time. They are something which is related to time. So we know time passes. How do we measure the passage of time? Clocks are used to measure time. You know how to read a clock face and note the time? Yes, you know the clock will be having three hands: hour hand, minute hand and seconds hand. So the short and thick, it represents the hour hand, and the minute hand, it will be longer and it will be thin. Second hand, it will be very thin and it shows seconds. You can also use your pulse to measure the rough time. So how to do that? Count the number of pulses that can tell you the time elapsed. In your normal speed of speaking, say 1 little second, 2 little second to count the passage of time. So in earlier days, how do people measure time? They don't have any such clocks. So in the earlier days, people used sand clock and sundial to measure the passage of time during the day. So these are the pictures of them. The first one is sand clock and this is a sundial. These were the instruments they used to measure the time during the day. The shadow cast by a stick can be used to estimate time. So what is estimate? Roughly calculate or evaluate. That is called as estimate. So in the last picture you can see here in the sundial you have a shadow here. So this shadow, it will be showing the time for the daytime. With this they will roughly calculate the time. One can also use a vessel with a small hole for computing time. Computing is to use, okay, to use or to calculate the time. To calculate the time, one can also use the vessel with a small hole. How to do that? Take a vessel or bottle with a small hole and fill it with water. So what happens? The time taken for the water to drain can also be used as a measuring device. So with the draining time of water, you can calculate the time taken and you can use it as a measuring device. So these are the rough methods for counting the passage of time. We can also use electronic clock, stopwatch and other instruments to count even more small durations of time. Some facts to know. Odometer. An odometer is a device used for indicating distance travelled by an automobile. Do you want to see odometer? Pause the video, see your vehicle. This is the odometer. Odometer is the one which is running in your front. This is the odometer. Odometer is the one which is running in your front part of the vehicle. You will be calculating the kilometers by using that. So it is a device which is indicating the distance travelled by an automobile. What is automobile? It is otherwise called as car. Usually wheeled motor vehicle used for transportation is called as automobile. So the distance travelled can be calculated using this odometer. The metric system or standard set of units was created by the French in 1790. A ruler or scale used nowadays to measure length was invented by William Bedwell in 16th century. So the scale which you are using now, that was invented by whom? It was invented by William Bedwell. A standard meter rod made of an alloy of platinum and iridium is placed at the Bureau of Weights and Measures in Paris. National Physical Laboratory in Delhi has a copy of this meter rod. 1 kilogram is equal to the mass of a certain bar of platinum iridium alloy that has been kept since 1889 at the International Bureau of Weights and Measures in Sèvres, France. Summary of the video. So we saw about what is mass and we find the difference between mass and weight. We saw different types of balances, beam balance and electronic balance, and at last we discussed about time. So with this we are completing the unit 1 measurement. Thank you for watching.